9:35 the time now. The news that Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash Friday shocked the sports world. That body cam footage is now out. Woods was arrested under misdemeanor DUI charges after struggling to complete a field sobriety test.
Woods would later plead not guilty to the charges. You can see here the police officer finding what Woods himself called narcos in his pocket. On March 31st, Tiger posted to social media that he will be stepping away from the sport to seek treatment and focus on his mental health.
All right, joining us now, our chief analyst, Colleen Rhodes, to talk about the body cam video, but also the charges here, misdemeanor DUI. And also, a lot of people think DUI, they think alcohol related. It doesn't have to be.
It does not have to be. I mean, I've done probably, 100 plus DWI cases, and some of them have nothing to do with alcohol. There can be some other substance there. And so there are a number of tests, and I looked at the full body cam footage that was released. Obviously, we just showed a snippet, but I'll look at the NHTSA manual. That's the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. They compile a manual. I've been trained on that same manual that highway patrol and officers go through.
Yeah.
The manual's about that big. The portion on the test that they were doing is about 200 plus pages. I saw the officer do the HGN. That's the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. You've seen it on TV when they go back and forth. You're saying not moving your head, follow with your eyes. There's science behind that. And why is the science important? Because in the 70s, officers were doing whatever they wanted. They were literally just making up tests. Start in the middle of the alphabet, go up and go backwards. Count backwards as you're walking and going in circles. There was no science behind it. There is true science, even as a defense attorney for HGN. So I watched them do that test, but I also saw some other things on there that were a little bit off-putting. They had them doing a test like this. I know it's a test for dexterity, but it's not a standardized field. We only have 3 standardized fields: HGN, walk and turn, one-leg stand. Well, Tiger Woods couldn't do those other 2 because he has a lot of injuries. So if you look at the video, he's sitting on the car. He can't even stand during the test. You can do HGN while sitting down, but he couldn't do the walk and turn, couldn't do the one-leg stand. But this other test, they don't mean anything. So if they base their determination that he was impaired on these non-standardized fields, they're going to have problems in their case.
I mean, it's hard to not watch the video. There is a lot going on in there, right? We're not necessarily here to talk about that, but not that I'm trying to defend Tiger here. He's had, 7 back surgeries, more than 20 surgeries on his right leg. His ankle seizes every time he walks. I mean, it's unbelievable. He can even still play the sport, honestly. Do any of those physical limitations help in a defense when you've got these charges up against you?
It just depends on the facts. And so I've had scenarios where I've had former NFL players that I've represented, and the officer has a requirement, the NHTSA manual says, ask and find out about any type of injuries. And so if the person says, hey, I just had a hip replacement, and the officer may say, well, go do the test anyway. Well, for me, that's going to be, I want to see that, because that meant you disregarded what the manual requires. Because if a person says they have an impairment that stops them from doing the test is going to be invalidated. So if I see my client wiggling and struggling and not being able to walk in a straight line, well, I can point to, he told you 5 minutes ago that he had a hip surgery. So the officer did a good job here. They asked about Tiger Woods' previous injuries. He listed a whole lot of them. And so she was like, all right, we're going to have you do something else. That makes sense. It's just that something else should have only been HGN and no other test.
Cleve, when it comes to people who are under the influence of alcohol, they can administer either blood test, a breathalyzer to see, your BAC. But when it comes to prescription medication, I know some say you can't operate a motor vehicle under, but how do you prove this? Is it just the officer going through the test and saying, okay, I've determined this?
Well, you got a couple of things. There will be DWI task force or DUI task force individuals, but then there will be DRE. These are drug experts that know how to look for certain type of impairments that drugs give you. Also, you take a blood or you take a urine test, and those types of drugs will come up in the test. Tiger Woods, I mean, if he's my client, he did the right thing by refusing to take the urine test, because now that doesn't come back. But they could have got a warrant for blood. In this case, we're not sure if that happened, but that's something that most officers would do if they suspect that it's something that's not alcohol that's impairing the person. But for them to be able to show that it's a drug, it's about impairment and relevant impairment at the time of driving. So when did you take those medications? And the officer asks those questions. Do you take them every morning? How many times do you take them? Those are the types of questions you're trying to base. Well, is this something that he just started doing today, or is this something that he does on a routine basis? A lot of that video will either hurt their case or help their case. But what I saw, it's not looking too bad for Tiger so far from a defense standpoint.
Cleats, we're almost out of time. When you look at celebrities, a Justin Timberlake, a Tiger Woods, you sit here and as parents, right, we think of our kids, our teenage drivers, young adults out there driving, going, they got all the money in the world.
Yep.
Why don't they have their own driver? Cognitively, I don't know that you can make the decision and go, I should probably Uber instead of drive, right? But what advice as a attorney/father do you tell people when you
saying
watch
get the driver.
something like
Right,
this?
well-
Like, why don't you have your own driver?
Well, as a certified parent/Uber driver, I recognize that my kids look at me as the full-time Uber driver anyway.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, as a kid that's about to go to college, my son, I would say, look, if you're in that scenario where you feel like you can't drive, I would never want you to take any impairing substance. But if you do, call a ride. Don't ever drive
Yeah.
because these type of things, they ruin your life. So for sure, a person in this scenario should know better, specifically because you already had a DWI.
Yeah, and be grateful you didn't take someone else's life. This story could be
way
a
worse.
whole nother different level of charges
I totally
had he
agree.
injured or unfortunately killed somebody. So at least it's not that. Thanks, Cleve.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.